Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter the Master of Puppets. During my last day here in Ireland, I'm in Dublin right now, and I still have one beer in my backpack when I bought the Innis & Gunn Irish Whiskey cask to review. I was going to review the Summer Lightning, but it gushed on me, and I kind of didn't really feel like reviewing, so I just ended up like drinking it. But we're going to review this one, especially because I've heard from Dave, Urban Viking, that this is a really good beer. That's actually why I picked this one up. And I thought I'd drink it now instead of bringing it home. And it's the St. Austell's Admirals Ale. It's an ESB on 5%. And I've had a few of St. Austell's beers. Among others, there's Smuggler's Vintage Grand Cru or whatever, the special limited one on cask. I reviewed that one, which is the only St. Austell beer I've reviewed. A beer I've had plenty of times is their Proper Job IPA, which is probably one of the best British style IPAs out there. I need to get around to reviewing that too, preferably on cask at the wharf. I can get some of their beers once in a while, and the ones I usually get in bottles is a Proper Black and Proper Job. Haven't seen their beers for some time though, but it says here on the back, it was at St. Austell Brewery's Blue Anchor Inn that the King's Messenger, carrying news of victory at Trafalgar, first stopped for refreshments. On his long journey from Cornwall to London, 200 years later, Admiral's Ale was brewed in Cornwall to celebrate the bicentenary of Nelson's famous triumph. It has since been voted supreme champion at the prestigious 2008 International Beer Challenge and best bottle conditioned beer at the Great British Beer Festival. It's brewed with natural Cornish spring water, Cornish gold malt, Styrian Golding, and Cascade hops. Ooh, Cascade, interesting. Yeah, so that should be an interesting ESB to try. There's a few beers actually that's tribute to the Trafalgar battle. For example, the Lord Admiral Nelson from Three Floyds. That's also a tribute to that. And also Gale's Trafalgar Ale. I don't think they brew that anymore. And then Trafalgar 200, which was the special limited version of that beer that I actually got to try before it was discontinued when they were. It was like a special limited release or something like that. But there it is. Nice looking beer. Definitely looks like an ESB. It's got that nice kind of orange copper color. Decent amount of carbonation, 2-finger, beige head. Let's check out the aroma. Oh yeah, definitely smells like a traditional British ESB. But what I like about it is you get that little cascade kick of that little citrusy grapefruit aroma, which is pretty nice. Other than that, I get some grassy notes. But again, the traditional more ESB aromas of the marmalade kind of fruitcake aromas. Some nuttiness and a little bit of toasted maltiness. So yeah, let's give it a taste. Cheers. That is just traditional British ESB. That is pretty good. That was actually one of my, before I got into IPAs, ESB and British ales were what I got into first. ESB was my favorite style back then. And then it moved into the whole American barrel-aged imperial stouts and IPAs and all that stuff. But this is really nice. It's got a medium mouthfeel. It's kind of dry in the mouth. The flavor you get first up front is definitely the citric kind of notes from the Cascade, along with a little bit of grassy hop. But then the back end, you get a lot of that traditional British yeast ester of that nice fruity character of the darker fruits, the fruit cake and kind of marmalade flavor in there. Some of the toasted malts as well, more on the back end. The back end flavor that lingers is that yeast ester along with the toasted malt, and a little bit of a sweet kind of caramel flavor in there as well. Pretty darn solid ESB. And I like it has on here how bitter it is and how sweet it is. It says it's spicy too. Full-bodied, nah, I wouldn't say, but I can see what they say about it being a little spicy. This is actually a really tasty ESB. I like this a lot. Still prefer the Footers one, but this is certainly worth your time. So, rating-wise for the St. Austell's Admirals Ale, I'm going to give this one an 85. It's a really good ESB, definitely worth your time if you can get St. Austell's beers in your area. Kind of want to review some more English ales. It's been nice drinking some English ales instead of just big bold beers for a while, especially because I've been drinking so much big bold beer over in the States. It's nice getting back to some more mellow beers. But maybe I'll probably go to the Porterhouse Brewing Company here in Dublin in like not too long, shoot some footage there for you guys. Because I don't want to go to Guinness because it's just a big industrial factory. I'd rather go to this small brew pub, which is apparently one of the only brew pubs or smaller craft breweries in Ireland. I only know like one called Celtic something other than that. But yeah, guys, that does it for this beer review in 85 for the St. Austell Admirals Ale. Ball conditioned beer, ESB. Definitely check this out. Remember to comment, subscribe, let me know what you think of the beer if you've had it. And as always, I'm going to say cheers. Check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter. And I'm going to see you guys in another beer review.